And hello, this is wakasm playing Gatekeeper, a game in early access. Reason why I'm playing it is mostly because of some discussion I saw online about it, or the reason why I'm recording a video about it is because of some discussion I saw online about it. A very long game, so I will get into why I'm making this video today once I start playing. But if you're familiar with the game, here's the database. Everything's unlocked. I spent I think like 4 hours unlocking everything before this video just so that I could do a run with everything unlocked, because the way the game works, it's a lot like Risk of Rain, where there's like itemization, and this is as diluted as the pool is going to be because every item's unlocked. About half of these items I just unlocked on my last run, so that's why they have all these like little icons over them. Some of them I've actually have unlocked before, like this one I've definitely had unlocked, so I just might not have come in here and clicked on them. But yeah, a lot of them I haven't even used before. So if at some point during the run I stop and say, hey, what's this? That's why. But let's get started, and then I'll explain why I am doing this. And as always, you know, I'm a small streamer or small YouTuber. Hopefully we'll start streaming soon. So if you like this content, give me a like, subscribe, sub. I'd appreciate it. But anyway, let's get on to the game and why I am recording this. So the reason why I'm recording it is because there was a new patch for this game, and a lot of people were complaining about the difficulty. I'm kind of on the other end of the spectrum, where I kind of think the game is still way too easy. A lot of people were complaining about this character specifically. I don't know if it was just like specific people complaining, but I saw it in multiple places. I saw it on Reddit, I saw it on the Steam discussion forums, and I even saw it on Twitter. So even though this is not a super popular game, I thought it was kind of weird that people were complaining that this character was too hard and to play during this patch, and I'm kind of the opinion that this character is very overpowered. So I don't know, I figured I would do a video on it and discuss the game, and I don't know, it's content, I guess. So I guess let's do it. I will hide my head. You don't need to see my head during this run, you can see my health instead. But for a little bit of background on me, this game, my thoughts on the game, for starters, hold on, I gotta do one thing. There we go. Hopefully that fixes it. Okay, yeah, there was a little bit of stutter. I had something open in the background. So for starters, this game was introduced to me by a friend who, I don't know how they saw it, but I'm assuming it was because of the Risk of Rain inspiration that the game has. But it's a co-op, completely played 4 games. There's a lot of Risk of Rain inspired elements to the game, from its itemization, from the way it's styled, from the way the heroes work, from the story, from the different planets that you visit, even stuff like the portal that you escape in the middle of a run if you want to just end your game versus killing yourself. A lot of inspiration from Risk of Rain, and it's very easy to compare the two, even though they're like totally different games. There was a demo out at the time, which was pretty fun, was pretty challenging, and then the game came out, and it turned out on actual release, well, it's not actual release, it's still technically in early access. In my opinion, the game was way too easy, even on the hardest difficulty, 200%. Basically, I was able to get through all the content in the game in about like 10 hours, 12 hours maybe. All the achievements, unlocked all the characters, played with them all, each beat, well, not beat, but basically got to like an endless run where I was not going to die, so I had to quit on all the characters, and I was kind of done with the game. But obviously it's still in early access, and they've been promising more content, and if I had to review the game at that time, I probably would have given it like a 5 out of 10. Has some okay ideas and has some good inspiration, but it's not really the sum of its parts. So kind of played it, forgot about it, and then they recently came out with a new patch. The new patch, which is, I don't know, 0.85. You can see it in the bottom hand corner. They kind of made the levels, the maps really big. They kind of upped the difficulty a little bit. They fixed some problems, introduced new problems. And overall, if I had to give it a review right now in its current form, I'd say maybe it's like a 6 out of 10. Like, you can kind of see a little bit of the promise that they're going for. I think the bigger maps probably made the game a little bit better. If it made it a little bit slower, which is a problem the game has within itself. Runs just take way too long. Like, in the old patch, you could get through like maybe 40 levels in 2 hours, and now maybe you get through like 16 or 20 levels in 2 hours, depending on what happens. That's partially has to do with the objectives that are in the game, or sometimes it has to do with just like the way the game scales. Sometimes it has to do with just how big the maps are. So yeah, right now I'd say it's about a 6 out of 10 in my book. There's definitely promise here. I hope they get there. I hope they get it to like maybe like a 7 or an 8 out of 10 game. I'll probably always come back and try the patches, but I guess that's where we're at right now. So that's why I'm making this video, because I played the new patch. I unlocked everything in the new patch. Took about like 5-6 hours, and now I'm just making this one last video before I stop playing it, just purely because of the post I saw about Echo and the game being too hard and so forth and so on. So anyway, so I don't know who this video is for. It could be for someone who's on the fence for getting the game. It could be for someone who's having a hard time playing the game. Could be for, I don't know, myself, and nobody's gonna watch this. I don't really know, but I'm gonna frame it as a help video for those who are struggling. And I guess we'll start right now. So if you're struggling, first, there's certain items that you want. If they come up, I'll talk about them. There's a lot of items we're gonna take. I'll take this first. But the first tip I'm gonna say, and I haven't done it yet, is for your first few levels, get movement speed. Movement speed, movement speed. If movement speed is not an option, get health. And if movement speed and health are not an option, you should be getting attack speed. Sometimes you can get 1 point of regeneration because characters don't really start with a lot of regeneration. That really depends if you get any regeneration items. I'm going to wait till like maybe level 8 or 9 to see if I get any regeneration items. But other than that, if you're struggling with this game, those are the first tips that I have. Now, I'm not a pro player. That's part of the reason why I kind of think the game's too easy, because generally speaking, there's usually players much better than me at these games who can master the harder difficulties, and I usually struggle like somewhere towards the top. Like, I don't know, Slay the Spire, I can't do a Sanction 20 yet. I can maybe do a Sanction 15, but there's definitely players who can reliably do a Sanction 20. Protective Mark is one of the items you want. Always get Protective Mark. I'll talk about that later. Yeah, so I'm not that good, and I think the game's too easy. So that's part of, like, you know, what this video is about, is if I can do it, you can do it kind of thing. Second thing is, yeah, so I kind of gave you what I believe you should focus on stat-wise. You should definitely get movement speed, get attack speed, or get health if the movement speed's not available, and get attack speed if that's not available, and then maybe 1 point of regeneration. Reason why I say get movement speed is because, first of all, even not from like a gameplay point of view, the levels are really big. They were always kind of big, but now they're really big. And just from like making a game take 3 hours versus 2 hours, you should just get movement speed, because you get through the levels faster, you get to the objectives faster, you have less you know, time to do things. And from a gameplay perspective, having movement speed makes it so that you can dodge things more frequently. You can go loot faster. Yeah, movement speed is always good. I feel like a lot of people who are having trouble with this game and finding it difficult probably do not prioritize movement speed first. And there's not a lot of items that scale your movement speed. I think there's like 2, and you're not likely to see them. So you should just, upon leveling up, get about 7 or 8 points in movement speed, and then increase it however often you want. But yeah, so that's the main tip. For this character in specifically, upgrade everything here first, this second, this third, this fourth. I'll explain why that is in a little bit. Like I said, this is going to be a long run, so I'm kind of going to be jumping around on my thoughts on all of this as we go. But I'm also trying to give tips early on, so in case you're watching this and new to the game or struggling, you can at least get some tips and, you know, have an easier time with the game. Most of these tips work for every single character, not just this character, which is a good and a bad thing. We're gonna take this regeneration. Dodge is really good, but you do need a little bit of regeneration, and like I said, you don't start with a lot of regeneration, so I'm gonna grab that just so I have some in case I need to regenerate some health. This character doesn't have any. I'd say the only thing they're not good at is regenerating their health. So yeah, we're gonna get a little bit of regeneration where we can in the beginning of the game, just so that if we do take damage, we can retreat and heal. Otherwise, we can't. Crit chance is really good. I didn't have a choice. That was just kind of a random gift to me, but that was a good item. Nothing at the forge, and we're gonna leave. So the second piece of advice, and I went a little bit slower because I was talking so much and didn't get my skill points right away. But second thing you should do is just go straight to the objective on every single level. Do the objective. Don't go loot. Don't go like killing things and trying to level up first. Just go straight to the objective. As you saw, I did the objective, went straight to it, and was able to loot everything on the map without much of a problem. We got the dodge there, so that's good. Guess we'll get this just because we don't have it yet. But yeah, always get the objective. I think another thing people do that oh, actually we're gonna get rid of this fuse. I don't use the forge that often. It very often does not give me items that I want, but this is a rare example. So I'm gonna get rid of this fuse. I'm gonna melt it and get 4 of these. Now we have a bunch of regenerations, so I don't really need to focus on regeneration anymore. I'd say like every 40 times I check the forge, maybe once it offers me something that I actually want to use, which is a problem within itself. I'll get to that later. But yeah, so tip number 2, beyond the stats I told you, go straight to the objective. We'll talk about why that is now. In the first patch of the game, there was a cap on monster spawns, and that was a problem in the earlier patch. It's one of the reasons why I didn't like the game when it first came out. Like, no matter what you did, at a certain point, enemies would stop spawning, and you like would run into situations where if you like ran away from enemies, no new enemies would spawn, and you weren't getting stuff to kill, and you had empty parts of the map, and it just kind of felt like not good. Now it seems like they did something, and again, I don't really know. Like, I obviously didn't code the game, and I haven't read every patch note to really know if this is true, but it feels this way. But now, because the maps are bigger, the maps hold more enemies, and it feels like they don't stop spawning. So you'll have moments in the map where there's just a lot of enemies, and I think when bosses spawn, enemies come, and when you're running around the map, stuff's always spawning. And like any type of like bullet hell-y type game, this is clearly inspired by, it's like a Risk of Rain slash, you know, action shooter slash bullet hell-y type game, kind of like 20 Minutes from Dawn, or I don't know, Vampire Survivors a little bit, or I don't know, there's a lot of games like this now. It's probably like thousands of them at this point, where Okay, so not giving us health or movement speed, so we're going to get attack speed. Just reminding you of the priority there. We have a little bit of money, so we'll loot as we go. These are all money. Yeah, so now there's no limit, and these things will just follow you. So if you just go straight to the objective, they'll eventually catch up to you, and you can just kill them and get the same amount of money without wasting all the time that you normally would waste, like stopping and purposely killing them so that you don't have empty parts of the map. And because the enemies scale over time, we're looking for these. I think that's all I needed was that last key. So because the enemies scale over time, you want to get through the maps as fast as possible. You want to get through the maps as fast as possible because you can get more chests that way. You can get through more levels that way. It feels better, and the enemies, you know, don't scale that much. See, like all these things were things I passed, and now they're all catching up to me. Now I can just kill them all, get the money, level up, and now I can loot like as I'm passing things, as opposed to stopping and farming all the money and then going to loot. Sure, we'll do that one. So yeah, when you fight the boss, more stuff will spawn, and by the time you're done with the boss, all these things will catch up to you. Maybe in situations like this, when you're really far away from where the boss spawn is, you can stop and farm a little bit just to be able to get the items so you don't have to run back. I guess we'll do this one. I don't know. Some of those items are new. I don't even know which one is good. Yeah. That's like maybe the one situation where it makes sense to stop and kill is like right now on the way to the boss. We have enough money almost to purchase something, or actually we do. We're gonna get the dodge again. Dodge and especially protective mark are always a priority. So yeah, we're just gonna come back and loot these three things because they're all like right next to each other. This one's actually free. I can loot it right now. Where is it? No, okay, maybe it's not free. Okay, I thought that was the hand. It's not. As you'll see, all these things that I'm passing, gonna get more movement speed. I don't have enough movement speed yet. All these enemies are gonna start grouping up, and we can kill them as we're killing the boss, and we're basically maximizing our time. If you played Risk of Rain, this concept's not too foreign. But it's definitely like, I definitely have seen people posted like it takes too long to loot the map, it takes too long to get the money to be able to purchase everything. I think some people are probably trying to farm enough to buy everything during that like intermediate store stage, and you don't want to do that. I'll get that in a second. Because you're never going to be able to buy everything. Every level you get offered one more thing. So by like level 16, you're going to be offered 20 things, and really it's there to get a couple extra items in between levels, and the more things that spawn, it's mostly there for choice. So yeah, don't do that. You're just going to make the game harder for yourself. Just get through the levels. Every level will have like 5 or 6 chests. So if you get through the level, you can get those chests, maybe a couple bonus ones, and things will be good. So yeah, that's tip number 2. Do the objectives. All the items, all the enemies will eventually catch up to you when you do the boss, and you can kill them as you go. Loot as you go where you can, and then once the boss is gone, then you can just go run and loot the rest of the things. So that's tip number 2. So item number 3 is we're just going to talk about this. This is a really good upgrade. This 30% chance of triggering the wave is kind of like an attack speed upgrade. Well, we're always going to do base health if movement speed's not available. So that's a really good upgrade. And since you are with this character 99% of the time just holding your left mouse click, and that's your main attack. Your main attack is like an AoE, which is really good anyway. That just gives you more DPS. It basically increases your attack speed, which increases your DPS, and it's really good. So specifically to Echo, we didn't really talk about their kit, but one thing that makes them really powerful, in my opinion, and I don't understand why people complain, is their left ability and all their abilities have no range. Like, they have infinite range. And there's no line of sight. Like, if you notice, I can hit this boss from here. I can hit the boss from over here. As I can basically hit them from anywhere where I can see them. So, like, I'm hitting the boss right now. And I can also hit the boss over walls, which means if they have projectiles, like, I can use the walls to stop stuff. And on top of that, everything's an AoE. So when enemies are underneath the boss, I typically can kill the enemies too. And yeah, this character has a really good kit as far as that, like, as far as everything goes. And the damage scaling in this is in such a way that all the characters pretty much more or less are equal in their damage output. Like, they all kind of start with like 40 to 50 damage. So it's not like this character is weaker than other characters. Yeah, so I think people struggling with this character might not realize everything I just said, or I don't know, don't value a free AoE, or maybe try to rely on these other skills too much. I don't know. All I know is that characters are really strong. All the characters are pretty strong. Like, there's no bad characters in this game. Most of them don't really feel that unique as much as they should. This character definitely does feel unique though, because it does have the infinite range and it does have the AoE built in. But yeah, I'm going a little bit slow. I'd say 7 minutes per level is probably what you're aiming for. I'm a little bit over that, but again, it's probably because I'm talking. And yeah, so we have another healing item. We have this item. If I could afford, I would get it. But we're just looking real quick. I guess we'll just get the healing item and we will move on. Nope, nope, there's some money here. We can buy one more item. Let's get another one of these wilt hazes. This is a new item. I don't know what weakening cloud actually does. I don't know if it makes things see if we can get a fractal. This is the second time I'm using the forge. It doesn't happen that often. We don't care about this, and we don't care about this. We do care about this. A fractal basically, if you die, you kind of get like a second life. Replenish itself, I think, every 4 levels. I'm not sure if it's every level or every like 4 levels. But yeah, it's kind of like a little get out of jail free card in case you get yourself into trouble, which can happen. I mean, I said the game's easy, but there are sometimes things will spawn on top of you, or you're not paying attention, or maybe you get caught in a corner or something and don't realize it. Very easy to zone out in this game, especially while playing this character, because I don't know, I feel like it happens more in this character than in other characters, but because of the unlimited range, this could be considered a negative thing. You're frequently not looking at like where your character is. You are often looking at where your reticle is, and sometimes you get caught and don't realize it, and you know, you can run the risk to die early on before you start getting your defenses and health up. So yeah, having this is always a good item to get. It's not a necessary item, but it's good to have if you can get it. So yeah. So what else? I kind of talked about what stats to take for your character. You don't need skill cooldown on this character at all. I think some people maybe think you need skill cooldown on this character because your ultimate here, the consonants, I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. This tuning fork thing has a long cooldown of 20 seconds. But there's items that can give you more stacks of it, and also, or more charges of it, and when you fully upgrade it, you also get an additional 2 charges. So what that means is every 20 seconds you're getting a charge, and you're able to stack the charges. So at some point you can have 3 or 4 charges kind of built up. Wow, I just actually used my free life because yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. So we're gonna walk away for a second, and yeah, that was weird. I think it was because I was focused on explaining the fractal or explaining the ultimate and not on the game. So that's on me. I will be transparent. I have not died on a run yet. Like naturally, I've had to kill myself in most runs. So it's kind of weird that happened, but as long as it doesn't happen again, then we will get the fractal back and it will be like as if it never happened. Ooh, this keeps happening. All right, we're gonna get rid of this and we're gonna get this flash and maybe we'll get rid of one more thing. Let's kill this. So I swear that the forge is usually not that useful. So this is kind of an awkward moment. But yeah, this is 5% chance per stack to stun an enemy is really good. But what do I want to get rid of? Let's get rid of one of the weakening clouds. And I don't know, maybe we'll get one more so we can kind of have like a 15% chance to stun things. We'll get that. Just get rid of this for now. We'll see that more often than we will that item. So. All right. So anyway, back to our normal scheduled program. So yeah, so if you have 4 charges saved up, then basically that means you're cutting the cooldown from 20 seconds to 5 seconds because you can kind of like use it, wait 5 or 6 seconds, use another one, and during that time your additional charge will start charging, which means that you kind of will always have one available as long as you're not like spamming the skill. And the other skills, even though they have like kind of large cooldowns too, you also can get extra charges on those and you don't use them as much, or they're not like really critical. Like literally 95% of your stuff is going to be either your left click or it's going to be dropping the tuning fork to kill everything in a bigger AoE. So we'll do one more movement speed and then now we'll start focusing on health and damage, and like we'll get this weakening cloud back just because it's available, and we'll loot what's here. So this is one of the most important items, Bane Seal. On hit there's a 10% chance to tag an enemy. Damage to that enemy is increased by 25% per stack. This item was better before this patch, or before one of the previous patches, where that seal could stack multiple times. I think they nerfed it and it can only stack once. I don't know when they did that. We're going to take a critical chance because, you know, crit chance is always good. And when we kill things on crit, we do explosions, so it kind of synergizes pretty well. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, the Bane. So the way it used to work is that so basically the way it works is when it triggers, and I'll see if I can see this little X on this guy. That means it has the Bane mark, right? It's a 10% chance to get on the enemy. That means every time it gets hit after that with anything, it takes 25% more damage. Why it's so strong is, at least in previous patches, you could stack it, which means I could get 2 Banes, 3 Banes, 4 Banes, 5 Banes, 10 Banes on it, depending on how fast my attack speed was. That would mean that stuff would be taking 25, 50, 75, 100% the more stacks of it had, and that's obviously really strong. They nerfed it so that I think you can only have 1 on, so it's not as good, but this game has a lot of extra damage. So first of all, if you're playing in like co-op in a group, if the Bane is on, it means all your co-op players are doing 25% more damage, which is, you know, really strong. It means every skill that you have that is extra, like there's a lot of on-hit things, like when you hit something, shoot an extra projectile. All those extra projectiles will all of a sudden start doing 25% more damage. All the ignites, you know, pretty much anything that does damage will do an extra 25%. And you can stack the items. So if I have 2 of them, it'll be 50%. If I have 4 of them, it'll be 100%. So because of all these things, that Bane mark item, the what's it called, Bane Seal, is really powerful, and you should always take it, in my opinion. The only time you shouldn't take it is if it's offered with like damage reduction or dodge. You should probably take the damage reduction or dodge first. But other than that, if you see it, grab it. If you see it, if I've never seen it in the Forge. If I saw it in the Forge, I would even consider like selling like half my items for it. Same thing with the damage reduction or the dodge. If you get either of those, then you can trivialize the game. And I've never gotten them in the Forge. Like I swear this has been the most useful Forge stuff I've had in any game. So this game's already kind of an outlier, but it is what it is. As you can see, other than that moment that I kind of brain farted and triggered my what's the thing called? Triggered my fractal. I really haven't had too many tight issues. For the first 5 or 10 levels, when you don't have a lot of regen, you can heal by I thought I started the boss. What am I doing? Oh yeah, that's right, it was a challenge. You can heal by leveling up. So if you level up a lot in the early levels, so you can kind of, if you find yourself taking a lot of damage, you can get out of some trouble by just leveling up, because you fully heal when you level up in this game. Later levels, you can't time it as easily. Like right now, I know I'm pretty close to leveling up, so if I was to take hits, I could back up and level, and then get all my health back. I do have a lot of regeneration because I found the Forge for printing some of the regeneration items. So I do have a little bit more regeneration than I normally would. So right now, at least normally would by level 3. So right now, at least, if I run into trouble, I can just back up and heal, and then kill some stuff, and then get back into the fight. And it's not that big of a deal. Right now I'm just kind of doing loops because the way this area is, it's just, you can get caught on these little walls, and I don't want to do that. So I just keep doing loops, trying to get the boss caught in this corridor or behind a wall so I can kind of ping him down. But these skeletons keep spawning, and these skeleton heads keep spawning, so you do have to just kind of keep dodging that a little bit. Not that hard, but when your damage isn't like godly, it can take a little bit. And other characters might have a little bit higher damage output at this point. Like the main character you can play as has a pretty good like auto attack that maybe would damage things a little bit faster. But the AoE on this kind of kills groups faster, so it's kind of like a either here or there. The only big problem I have, let's back away because I got caught on something there. We'll go around this way. The only real issue with this character is the camera. If you're above the boss, it's a lot harder to hit the boss than if you're below the boss. So you kind of always want to be like below things in this game with this character. See, like right now, I can be much further away and I can target the boss down than I can if I'm up here. But yeah, the boss is going to die in a second, so it's not that big of a deal either way. See, like these walls, like I was looking down here and I didn't realize I was stuck on a wall. So it's little moments like that that can get you killed. That's probably the only like real risky thing this game has. So we don't like any of this, so we're just going to take more movement speed. I really like this item. It's not mandatory. Both of these are good. This is the thing I was telling you that gives you an extra charge when you're level 4. But I really like this item because it's anytime you reduce an enemy below 50% health, you shoot out like 3 bullets, and every enemy has health. So if there's 50 enemies and you get them all below 50 health, they shoots out like, I don't know, 150 bullets. Like, I don't know, you could do the math on like how that works. And that kind of like is what I was talking about. There's a million little items that have on trigger effects that you can get, and that's one of them. And so when you have the Bane thing mark on it, it makes all those things stronger. And protective mark, we want that. And all right, so the next thing I'm going to say for strategy is get one of everything. Everything that has an on-hit effect with your first skill, percent chance, just get one of them. Because another stupid thing about this game, which kind of makes it not as good as like something like Risk of Rain. Does this have a, yeah, I guess we'll get that for, I guess we'll get that. I guess we'll get whatever we can. Okay, that's it. So here's another criticism I have of the game. I mean, I guess I won't call it stupid, but it will be a criticism. In Risk of Rain 2, the itemization works that all the items do things, but they do them at really small intervals. So like, as an example, again, I don't know the values off the top of my head, but the attack syringe in Risk of Rain, you get that, and I don't know, maybe it increases your attack speed by like 2%. I don't really remember the numbers off the top of my head. Maybe 1%, maybe 0.5%. I don't remember. But when you get one of them, it's not really noticeable, right? You need to stack them to get a noticeable benefit to your character. Meaning that like when you see a printer in the game, and specifically when you see like a syringe splinter, you might be inclined to be like, all right, let me get rid of 10 different items to get 10 of these syringes so that I can get 10 I can get 10 of the syringes so that my attack speed now is 20% increased, because with one it doesn't really do much, but with 10 of them, all of a sudden now you see a difference in your attack speed. In this game, everything starts with a really high percentage. I don't know why they do it this way. They could just lower all the values and then let you get more items, which would probably feel better. But they don't do it that way. I don't know why. And yeah, so we're gonna, this objective's kind of annoying. You kind of have to kite a lot and kill things and then start the objective like when you have some space to do so. So yeah, we're gonna be, this new objective takes a lot of time. There's not really much you can do about it. Other heroes can deal with it a little bit better than this hero, but because we're not super tanky yet, we're kind of like at the mercy of picking our battles, which is why we're doing it this way. Once we get a little bit tankier, then we can stand here. But here's a situation where like, because I have a little bit of stun and because of this wall, I can kind of just stand here and tank it. So yeah, we got one of the 3 circles down. Yeah, so because the percentages are so high in this game by default, a lot of items, getting one of them has a noticeable effect. So all those items that like, can I see the items here? Artifacts, yeah. So like this one, it's only 5% chance per stack to launch a projectile, which is like 1 out of every 20 attacks I'll launch a projectile. But notice it's 180% damage, which means that every 20 attacks I'm shooting something that is basically like another 2 attacks worth of damage. And there's like 30 of those items in the game. I don't know why there's so many, and I don't know why the percentages are so high. We're going to do base damage because we don't want either of these. It's okay to do base damage too in this game because it helps with everything, but you definitely want attack speed more than base damage. So that's my recommendation. But if it's kind of more of a preference, but because there's so many things that trigger off your attack, attacking more is often better in my opinion. Like the stunning that we have, attacks is based on hits, so the more we attack, the more we stun. Crits are based on hits, so the more you attack, the more you crit. There's some other items we didn't get yet where the attack speed is really important. All right, so I was trying to loot this, but we're kind of stuck in here, so I have to kill some of this stuff. Trying to loot that box. Okay, we're gonna do this to get out of here. Trying to loot this. Let's just grab this. As you can see, they definitely increased the mob count. So on certain map layouts like this one and certain objectives like this one, it can kind of, again, it's not hard, it's more tedious because there's only so much you can do. Protective mark. Protective mark is really the only thing that will let us eventually stand in these circles and not worry. But you're kind of at the mercy of RNG for that. again, some enemies, oops, phone alarm is going off. Some heroes can do this a little bit better. The other negative with this AoE attack is you can't like pre-fire things. So like enemies that shoot like projectiles can kill the enemies as they're coming at you a little bit easier, and makes this one a little bit easier. But we have this, so at some point we can just stand here and do this and get through these circle things, no problem. We're only on level 4, so we're not there yet. At some point the other one we need is down, not up. Okay. Okay. Oh no. Okay, that was close. Back up. We're gonna level up here and get our health back. That was a skill error on my part. I thought I was gonna make it through and didn't happen. So we can kind of like do this a little bit, but we do have to watch our health and just make sure that we don't get like one hit by these melee things. There are these enemies on this level that like do these earthquakes and they kind of hurt a lot, so we're gonna get more crit chance. So far this game, I'd say we're doing pretty well item wise. We're getting a lot of items we want. There's still some items we haven't gotten yet that we really do want, but we did get lucky with our forges so far. This guy, these are the guys that do the tanky bits, and when they run into the circle, yeah, see, they do this thing and it hurts, and if you don't have enough movement speed you can't get out of it. So a lot of probably new characters that don't take movement speed probably die from them. But yeah, I do not like this map layout. There's too many walls. You can't like blink over them or anything. So but I guess we can fight the enemies and then get to the circle and hopefully get our percentage done. I don't know. I think we're gonna get it this time. Maybe not. It's always these melee enemies. I have no control over them. At some point the enemies will spawn slower and we can stand in the stupid circle. This is a new objective they added, and it's just tedious, and unfortunately it gets worse every cycle, and I'll talk about that. I guess we're doing more movement speed because I don't want the other things. But yeah, again, this isn't like a skill thing. This is more of a marathon thing. Like, not really at risk of dying. At worst, we're maybe at the risk of doing the level too slow. Like, typically I want to be done with this level by 30 minutes, and we're already at 35 minutes, so that's not great. But the enemy scaling, if you're trying to go fast, it won't be too big of a deal. But I imagine there's slower players that would maybe be at like the hour mark right now if they were stopping and looting everything and not following my tips. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Okay, where is the circle? In this nonsense here? It is, of course. All right, we have to kill those Healy things. That Healy thing needs to die. But this is not the greatest showcase. We're gonna die. Okay, I screwed up. I guess the second criticism of this character is it has the least amount of like escapes compared to other characters, and then I don't know if it's because I'm recording, but I keep messing this thing up. I'm supposed to shoot it away, and twice I've shot it into mobs and then can't teleport, because if I teleport I'd get myself killed. And even though we have a decent amount of recovery, we don't have enough health yet for that recovery to like... Oh, that's a nightmare right there. All right, we're gonna... It's probably the worst little area I've had to deal with in a long time. Like, it's usually not this bad. And it's not because I'm weak or anything, it's just a combination of the enemies on this level, that choke point, those Healy monsters. So we're gonna go back around, I guess. This wall, like this ridiculously sized wall. But we'll get there. I understand the complaints about this objective and overall how long runs can be. Yeah, it's like I don't have a choice. I have to step out of the circle. Like all these little things are really annoying. They don't block my line of sight, thankfully, but it's just annoying to have to navigate through. I'm still 7 levels over them, so I don't know. And we're not getting what we want here. We want health and we want attack speed, and for some reason it keeps giving us movement speed, and that's not making me happy either. I mean, movement speed's good, but we have enough of it now, so. I guess we'll go loot this other thing and then we'll come back just because there's walls here, so I guess we're not doing that. Where's this item? We'll dodge a little bit more. Like everything's dying in like 4 hits. Maybe we'll just sit here, kill some stuff, and then we'll go through the circle. Again, I don't recommend farming. Not trying to farm. I just can't seem to free this circle area up long enough to stand in it. Just in a really bad location. There's not enough places to dodge, and for some reason enemies keep coming from both sides, and I don't know how to stop that. Of course, when I decide to record, we hit like a wall that we shouldn't be hitting, but oh, I keep getting movement speed too. Like, come on. It's like 3 levels in a row where I could have gotten either damage or attack speed, which would clearly help with what's happening here instead of movement speed. I don't need to move, I need to stand in this circle. This video, if anything, will probably showcase why people might not want to play it. I don't know. It is kind of annoying because there's no counterplay to this. Other than get stronger. I just have to risk it. Okay, I think we're gonna get it right now. It'd be nice if these circles snapshotted like the other circles do. Okay, we're gonna get it finally. Finally had a moment where I could stand here. We did almost die though. All right, let's go kill the boss. That took way too long. 40 minutes is not a good time. Did we check the forge yet? Yeah, we don't care about that. We're looking for the boss. Yeah, that was a horrible time. I feel like half of these map layouts have good layouts and then half of them are nonsense, like this one with too many walls and things. But same thing, we're gonna just play it safe. We have good movement speed so we can kite things as long as we don't get trapped like that. We'll kill what we can kill. We got our extra 2 charges now, so now we can start stacking this a little bit more. Boss shouldn't take forever. We can hide behind stuff like that. You have these tanky dinosaurs showing up, so we're gonna have to focus on them soon. We do want to get rid of all these health things whenever they appear. And don't want to get caught in a corner. That's our main job right now, is not getting caught in corners. So here maybe? Hopefully down here is not a corner. Okay. This is a nice little bottleneck, I think, for us. But enemies are spawning. I can't do much about that. I have to deal with them. But luckily we are an AoE character, so we can just kind of wipe them. Back up here to the boss. We'd much rather be below the boss than above the boss, but right now the way the map is working, we're gonna be above the boss more frequently. And we should be one more cycle left. And then the boss should be dead. See if we can get below it without dying. Okay, should be good. Nope. Still got these bugs that keep appearing. All right. All right, boss is dead. We'll clean this up. We'll move on. But as you can see, not a pro player. I feel like a pro player would do better. I'm going to get some attack speed because even though I want more health, having like 60%. Okay, we don't go through this. This is another Risk of Rain thing. That's the end the run portal that shows up every 4 levels. Again, if you don't see the inspiration from Risk of Rain from that, then I don't know. But yeah, we are like 12 minutes behind in this run as far as where we want to be. So we're going to see if we can make that up. All right, here's a really good item. Eternal Heart. Each hit restores 1 HP. Once we get a few of those, then we are going to be doing well. Another good item. This lets you reroll all your artifacts. And it's a max item. Maximum health. We always want maximum health. If I had more money, I would buy this. I sold one of these to get something else, but this is always good. This is another like thing you always want to get after a kill. The next first skill attack deals 50%, which means you're always killing stuff. So you are always getting 50% damage modifier on things. So definitely worth getting wherever you can. Here's another bad map layout like the other one. All the circular maps in this game are bad, in my opinion. And this is another circular one. But the good news is this is a key map, which means we should be able to maybe catch up our time a little bit, because all we have to do is find the keys, get to the boss, and then we can worry about looting at the very end. But I don't like this. I don't like the layout on this map at all. Do this and get some. These are challenge shrines. These are new. I don't actually know what you get from them. I think you get more XP and more money, but it's not very clear how much more you get or you know, how worth they are doing. But I do them anyway. So normally the enemies don't start maxing your level until level 40. We are level 31 and they're already level 30, so that extra 10 minutes on that level kind of caught them up to me. So this will at least be a showcase of what it's like when you take too much time. But I would say typically when I play and I'm doing the thing again, look, skills, movement, regeneration. I'm gonna get more movement speed, I guess. I'd say typically they don't catch up to me until about level 40. So I don't know if I can get through this level fast enough, then maybe maybe I can even it out. But we don't want that item. Oh, I can recycle this though, or don't want that item either. Now I have a little bit of money. I can loot as I go, as I find the keys. I assume all that money came because of the challenge. I feel like there's a lot of walls on this one, so the movement speed's even more important. I don't have this yet, so let's get one of those. I'm gonna get this because more regeneration is always good. Especially as you get more health. One of the reasons why we get more health is to make our regeneration more effective. And eventually you can get one shot, so or you know, get hit by things that take a lot more. I don't want this though, so you know what, actually I want it. I'll take it. I think sometimes I get too much regeneration, but as you saw, I just took a big hit and I'm regenerating like, I don't know, 20 per second now, maybe. Not really sure how much. So plus I get life back now on hit, so we really want to scale our health every chance we get. Now I got the last key, so I can just loot this and then go unlock the last thing. Don't have enough for this yet, so we gotta just kind of kill some stuff real quick. This level can be a little weird. We're gonna get this because having multiple escapes is always good. In case you screw one up, you can try again. And now we're just looking for the last thing. So this level can be a little bit dangerous just because there's so many enemies that do range. You always want to be moving. Here it is. Boss is up here. I think we've looted everything. I don't remember what minute we got here. I think we got here at 42 minutes. So we did catch up our time a little bit. We'll know how much time we caught up when we get to the next cycle. But we have to survive this right now. There's a lot of enemies here real quick. So we're not going to focus on the boss yet until we can kill some of these teleporty enemies. So right here is a good bottleneck, I think. See if we can just clear some of this up real quick. Get rid of some of these fast enemies, and then we'll go after the boss. I want health, but I do want to get my attack speed to like maybe 60%, and then I'll focus on health again. Again, health is always good, so don't neglect it, but attack speed is also good. So at some point you want to like split your upgrades out. That's why I keep getting upset every time I get a level and it just offers me movement speed. These guys hit pretty hard, so you want to kill them when you see them. That's something you kind of learn from playing. These little ball things also hit pretty hard. Ooh. Yeah. So we're gonna just stay back and kill things as we see them. Ooh, I forgot he has that attack. And that heart thing that's +1 per enemy, I believe your AoE, if it hits 5 things, you are healing for 5. I've never really been able to confirm it, but I believe that's how it works. It feels like that's how it works. There are times it feels like you should be healing for more and you aren't, so I can't really tell if there's like a cap on it or anything. I also don't know if the things that you trigger heal you. But if they do, then that's all synergistic. If it doesn't, then, you know, not much you can do about it. But I've never spent the time to test it. I'm sure like I could record it and find a level and keep a couple enemies alive and get my health down and then hit things and test it, but I don't know. Like I said, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 game. Right now it's not worth it. Okay, we're gonna get attack speed to 60, then we're gonna do health for a while, and then we'll go back to attack speed. I don't know why 60, it's just I'm picking that off the top of my head. Like there's no reason for 60. I guess 60% attack speed sounds good. Obviously we want more than 60. But we definitely want more health. Because we're a little bit slow right now, we want to make sure we don't get one shot. We do have our fractal up again, so we do have that protection. I can re-roll this, I forgot. Nope, both of them are not good. So let's see. We want this adrenaline pill because it's maximum health and damage. But we're just seeing if there's anything here that's more important. I don't think so. We can't afford this. I probably would grab that if I could, but we're going to grab this. And then we're just going to start grabbing things we don't have. Like we don't have this yet. Oh, we can't afford anything. So we're just going to go. Actually, we're going to take a quick look at this. This is a new thing. Triads. I'm going to grab this for now because it's the only one I have available. After fractal is activated, regeneration is doubled until fractal is restored. I don't think any of the triads are critical. I've actually not used most of them because I didn't have all the items unlocked in the game to even be able to get them. I don't really know if any of them are game breaking, but they're definitely not critical to becoming immortal and surviving at 200% and winning, you know, doing well. We do want to get our crit damage up a little bit because probably by level 8 we want to be seeing like numbers like 1,000 on hits. We're not seeing those yet. All right, so I talked about it earlier. One of the stupid things this game does, and I will say stupid because I really don't like it, is every cycle for this event and only this event, it doubles, or not doubles, it increases the amount of objectives you have to do. So you remember these little portals that we don't like, that we got stuck on? Before we had to do 3 of them every time this event came up. Now we have to do 6. And next cycle, we'll have to do 9. And it just eats up so much time, especially considering you don't really have much counterplay to standing in a circle. And it's even more noticeable when you get really bad modifiers, or if you're starting to fall behind in damage or defense. So yeah, this is probably the way you're gonna die if you're not built right, being forced to do these so frequently. In addition to that, sometimes they put these circles so far away. So again, movement speed, movement speed, movement speed. If you were walking really slow, you'd be adding like 2 or 3 minutes per level just going to these circles. Luckily, I do have a little bit of stun. You don't always have stun. Echo's upgrade for his tuning fork does stun, so you always will have at least a little bit of stun to play with. But that 15 or this is a curse obelisk, we're not going to take it. Curses in this game aren't really that interesting, even for the character that wants curses. There's maybe 2 of them that I would say might be worth it. The one that doubles your crit damage. The one that doubles your crit damage but gives the enemies 10% chance to do double your damage might be fun. We're going to do another Bane Seal. Again, Bane Seals are really good, but it's not worth dying over the curses. They're more for if you want to experiment. Oops, there we go. We didn't fall off. We're gonna grab this. I wish they had more things that like made characters stand out. Like Risk of Rain, you have a lot of verticality, so there's like maps where like being able to grapple or being able to fly are really interesting. Eventually all the characters can get items that like help you jump and stuff, but it does make some of the extra classes like stand out as far as things you can do. But this is the only map that like having a teleport feels kind of fun because you can do that, but then they put all these walls here, so it kind of like invalidates it a little bit. We want this. We don't care about any of these, so we're just going to take whatever one we don't have. I mostly use those support items for the forge if we get a good forge item, which again doesn't happen that often. 50% crit damage increase is good. We're starting to see numbers in the thousands now just from those 2 upgrades, so that's really good for us. More dodge. Oh, we can't afford it yet, so let's start the event. We're just gonna follow the circle and we're gonna kill things on the way. So I don't think we're definitely not getting through the full cycle in an hour because we're already at 53 minutes. I will say this is a slower run than normal. I'd say usually I get through the first 8 levels in like maybe an hour and 5 minutes. But I do feel like we are doing pretty well itemization wise so far. I like the items that I've gotten for the most part. There's still some stuff I wish I had. More damage reduction. That's the one key thing I think will make or break this run. And chances are, because I said I don't usually die, because I'm recording, I'm probably gonna die. I just feel like I've cursed myself by saying that. But I don't know. I'd rather quit voluntarily because I feel too immortal, which is typically what happens, and that's what I'm trying to show off in this run. Did I already do 2 circles? Maybe. All right, we're going to back away a little bit because we have a lot of enemies right now. I still don't know what Weakening Cloud actually does. I don't know if it makes things die faster or if it makes them do less damage to me. But I do like any time we can get an extra status effect on things, no matter what it is. So that's why I grabbed a few of that item. It seems to linger for a while, so you don't have to trigger it all the time because it's like a cloud. All right, we're gonna just back up for a second. We gotta kill everything that's here. All right, maybe we can get back here now. Okay, yeah. All right, we got the circle this time. So enemies are starting to have like modifiers on them now. Like the green ones are really tanky. I have no clue what all the different colors. Oh, we have another circle here. I have no idea what all the colors mean. I just know that when they're green, they feel super tanky. The game does a horrible job at explaining any of that. I don't know if there's a place to find out what all the different colors mean. But currently, I don't like seeing green ones. That's about all I know because it means that they take longer to kill. We're gonna get the dodge, and we're gonna re-roll this, and we will get. We don't have this yet, so we're gonna get this. Actually, you know what? I keep saying I like regen. We're gonna get the regen. Attack speed, boss. Then we're gonna just try and not die right now. And by not dying, it means we're gonna just try to space ourselves out in a way where we don't get caught on enemies. So here's the big problem is sometimes enemies sneak up on you and you can just get caught. And with all these tiny corridors, there's really not much I can do other than teleport out. So right now that's what we're working on. We're just working on trying to keep our space. This boss is at least cool because he just keeps following you wherever you go, so you can kind of focus on the enemies a little bit. At some point we'll get into a nice spot where a lot of enemies are dead and we can focus on the boss completely here. But we do have to not stand in these floaty things either. They'll spawn on top of us again. Gives us a little bit of opportunity to do damage to him and to damage to everything here. Like here's a good nice little choke point. But then things spawn behind you and you have to focus on them. Don't have a choice. Again, not too hard, but also not like a cakewalk all the time. But typically the hardest parts of the game can sometimes be the very beginning before you get any good items or any good regen, or once every, like, I don't know if it's every 30 levels or 25 levels, but once the enemies start getting modifiers, wow, why are they all super speed? What happened there? Once they start getting modifiers like these green things, it can feel like a hump, like all of a sudden you need more damage again or you need more defense again. And I don't know how many times, like how much modifiers stack. I don't understand the system enough, but sometimes it can be a little bit harder than other times. We're gonna do base health. See if we can get ourselves to 400 health. And I guess we'll get this up TLS and we're gonna get out of here. Yeah, so we're almost like a full level behind in time. We're an hour into the recording, almost an hour into the in-game timer. So not the best performance. I have no idea what splitting is. Make sure there's nothing here we really want. I want this item because I want this triad, so we're gonna grab that. I wanted this maximum health though. But we're gonna run around and see if we can get enough money to get that maximum health. Sometimes there's money hidden on this level, sometimes not. Don't think we're gonna get lucky this time. Maybe up by the curse area, I don't know. Oops, see, right there. But yeah, it's probably not gonna be enough. So unfortunately, I cannot get this this health item. Had I noticed it was there, I would have grabbed it first. But well, this again, you don't see the health items that often. You want to stack your health. Hopefully we get the key objective. We did not. We got the stand on the circle objective. This one's not as obnoxious as the other one, but it's still a little bit obnoxious purely because oops. Kettleball, I don't really like the kettleball that much. Knocks things back, but like I don't know, sometimes you don't want things to be knocked back, so sometimes I don't like it. Yeah, all these enemies have this like these modifiers now, so I just have to pay attention. But yeah, this timer is so slow. I think this takes maybe real seconds, which means that every circle takes a minute and a half. And I mean, again, I'm fine with it. Like, I'm fine if they spawn a lot of enemies, but I don't like how slow the timer is, and there's no items to speed it up. Like, that would be another vector they could give you choices on. Like, they could maybe give you items that make the smaller circles on another event bigger. They could give you items to make this circle bigger. They could give you items to make the timer faster. They could give you items to make the key event show up more. They could give you items to maybe make less of the circle spawn. I don't know. But if you had to take choices like that, that would, you know, at least you'd have a push-pull on like always getting gear for yourself and getting more gear to like make this nonsense less annoying. But this is still less annoying than the tiny circle event once you get further in the game. So I don't know, lesser of two evils, I guess. Don't really want, oh, we want quick chance. Quick chance is good. So we're just doing the objectives, trying to get caught up on time a little bit, but I don't think it's going to happen the way I was hoping. So base health. Once I hit 400 health, I'll probably take 1 or 2 attack speeds again, and then I'll just start alternating. The terminology in this game is a little bit weird too. Like, I think all 4 of your things are skills, but I don't think skill cooldown works with your left click, but triggers seem to, even though they say like when you kill with a skill. Like, I don't know, I wish they were clear with what affects what. Oop, okay, we did get hit by something. We still have our fractal, but we are gonna leverage our regeneration a little bit and play it safe. We're almost healed back up. No, we got hit by something, and I don't know what's hitting us for a lot. Is it this guy? All right, so we are regenerating 17 per tick, and a little bit more when we're below 40%, because we have a couple of those other regen items. And then we're regenning when we hit things, and we're regenerating health when those things drop from the sky that take up a lot of visual clarity from the smooth stone. And there's a couple other healing items that we haven't picked up yet that maybe we'll grab when we see, but I don't know. I prefer to just get the items that like this. I prefer to just get that. Just give me more damage reduction. All right, so we are going to loot and get to the boss. We're gonna keep re-rolling, even though sometimes things are good, just purely to try to get more dodge and more. We'll start the boss and then we'll loot down towards. We'll loot when we walk down this way. So this is the part that's scary a lot, like right there. I didn't lose my fractal, but all the enemies spawn in so fast that you can't even like walk out without getting caught. It's really annoying. It's not something that you can control. Luckily, you have 2 charges on this thing now, which saved us, but and we still have our fractal. But it's another thing, like when stuff spawns in like that, like it's not like you can do much. You just have to not like get hit and try to walk through it. Yeah, we're gonna take the long way. I don't like this angle. I'd rather do this angle. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna work our way back down here below the boss. Here's the boss. Here we go. And all those enemies are gonna show up, and hopefully we can kill some of them as they come across the bridge. And all right, we'll focus on some of the enemies here now. I think I'll come down, I'll loot this, and then I'll work my way back up. Another main seal. Okay. We now get explosions on crits, which is pretty good. Or not on crits, on crit kills. So when we are getting crits, then things are hitting each other and it all kind of stacks on top of each other. I need to get the seal on the boss though. I don't know why I'm not getting it. There we go. Oh, it should die really quick now. There we go. I think I looted everything on the map. I don't see anything on the thing. I like this item a lot, so. Alright, we're gonna grab this. Nope. Nope, don't care. I don't know what splitting is, but we're gonna grab it just because we don't have it yet. We're gonna get the health. Oh, I should probably look at these things first because I almost couldn't afford that. We can't afford anything else, so we're just getting out of here. We are going to take a quick look at the triads just to see if I unlocked any new ones. Again, none of these seem to be critical. I don't really care about either of those. I might just grab it just because that's that's available. There's only one on there that I really want to try, but I haven't been able to try yet. It's the one that triggers the fireball one more frequently. All right, so we are at 65. So we caught up a couple minutes, but we're still pretty behind. So, and of course, it gave us the circles event again. So, you know, we saw how that went last time. We'll see. We'll see if we're at a damage point where where we can get through this faster, but I doubt it. Because now we have to do twice as many circles, and you know, the enemies are stronger now. They're at level 41 and I'm at level 40. We'll see how this goes. Might be a nightmare like last time. I don't really know. I feel like this is the level you don't want the circles on because of the enemy types, to be honest. Too many melee things that charge in on you. And you got these dinosaur things that are tankier, but Well, we definitely can do it. It's just, can we do it efficiently without wasting a ton of time? Okay, first one done. Let's get out. Ooh. Get ourselves slowed. Sure, let's get a little bit more regeneration. I'm stuck in here right now. That's not cool. I lost my fractal. So, who knows? I might die. That was a skill thing on my issue. Because I double teleported, I didn't have another charge to get out. So, let's kill some of this. Trying to loot that item right there, but a billion enemies in the way, so guess we'll just come back for that and we'll find another circle to stand in. We'll go over here and try to do this circle. Alright, this is a fast circle, so I might be able to do it. But unfortunately, all those enemies caught up, so... This objective might be less annoying in multiplayer. That is a perspective I haven't really considered. But the fact that multiple people can stand in the circle and distract enemies, I don't know. Might be the one time I wish they had like AI players to play with to distract the enemies, because it is a little bit of annoyance. All right, 75, 80. Can we get there? Stop dying. We did it. Okay. Base health again. We are at 450 health, so that's nice. There is a chance that a curse could make this a little bit easier, but I just don't really like the curses. Crit chance, we'll take crit chance any chance we can get. Every game that has crit, you want crit for the most part. Maybe Path of Exile is the exception to that, or I don't know, it's the only one that I can think of that has a build that you don't want crit. Even has like a keystone that makes it so it's impossible to crit. More regen, sure. All right, where's the last circle? Is it from this one or the other one? Don't want any of the fire puddle. Sure, we don't have a fire puddle one yet. All right, let's follow this line. Again, we want all the on-trigger effects that we can get, because it all stacks with the Banes. It all works with your attack speed. Hopefully we can get through this. Nope. Spoke too soon. Again, we will get to an immortal part where we can just stand in this and not even worry about a lot of it, but we're just not quite there yet. We are also on only level 8. The downside is we're over an hour into this run and only at level 8, which again, I understand that criticism. I'll reiterate that I mentioned I mentioned that I kind of think this is maybe a 6 out of 10. Ooh. I did say that this is a we can get that now finally, a 6 out of 10 game, so I understand the criticisms. I'm not defending this game and trying to promote it as the greatest game ever. I'm also the type of person that doesn't mind playing like games that are not 10 out of 10s, so I'm kind of maybe weird in that regard. I don't know. I don't know if you're the type that could do that or not. Ooh, so I might die. Okay. Now, this is the first real situation where I'm almost dying, and it's because of these melee attack things. But we are gonna regen up and even level up, and we're gonna get more attack speed. Like I said, those melee guys are what make these circle levels harder, because the bugs, these minion things, and the punchy guys and the healing, they all just make this objective really annoying. And then the dinosaurs are not too bad, but you can't really stop them from doing their like AoE attack in the circle all the time, which makes like they're the things that really force you out of the circle. But on one hand, you can argue like, hey, this game needs more challenge, so this is exactly what I'm saying that I want. But on the other hand, it feels kind of cheap. Like there's not really much counterplay other than getting stronger. I can't do much other than risk dying or playing it safe and leaving. Sometimes you can like small battles like this. Like right now I'm having a little small battle and risking it a little bit. But once all those melee mobs swarm you, you can't do much. And then this guy right here, this guy can really hurt us. So we have to kill him before we try to stand in another circle. Luckily we can stun 50% of the time. We are going to increase our crit damage a little bit. That should help. Our damage output's still pretty good. I mean, we're not like one-hitting everything, but again, there might be other heroes that might be a little bit stronger than this one. But my point is that I think this hero is pretty good. The only bad part is the range benefit you get does not work in these stand the circle quests. Like being able to hit from across the map doesn't mean that I can avoid standing in this circle, but we can still do it. Like it's not impossible. Right, let's go get this last circle. We're 15 minutes past our goal, which again I will say is abnormal. Like I'd say normally I'm around the 65-minute mark at this point, so I blame recording and talking and taking my focus, even though that's probably not it, just RNG. And again, I'm not a professional gamer, so could be a skill issue too. But if I'm not a professional gamer, and if I can do this and survive 200% with Echo, so can you. We're gonna spawn the boss. We're gonna back up a little bit. We're gonna level real quick and get more attack speed. It might be time to take 1 or 2 points of skill cooldown. I don't really know. I don't see a benefit of it yet. Who knows? Maybe it does affect your left click, and reducing the cooldown a tiny bit would stack with the attack speed, but I don't feel like it does. I feel like attack speed is what you want. We're gonna use this little bottleneck right now. Just take care of business, and then we're gonna get out. And we're gonna try to find the boss now. See if we can zerg the boss down a little bit. Got the Bane Seal on, which should help. So we got him down half. We're gonna back up a little bit now since these enemies are trying to murder us. We have a lot of these melee enemies right now, so we're gonna just deal with them. We're gonna try to stun them. We're gonna get out of here so we're not in melee range. We're just gonna come back up and try to get this boss again. We're gonna drop this now since we have enemies starting to show up. And we're gonna run a little bit, get to dodge these little, this is where movement speed helps. And boss is dead. But again, we are now 2 cycles in. We're a little bit on a slow timer. We're gonna get, we'll get more attack speed. We'll get this because we don't have it. We'll clean this up just for the money, and we will leave. We're starting to get, you have to kill these things. I don't know if they heal or prevent them from taking damage. I can't actually tell. All right. We want to go out this one, not the other one, because the other one exits the game, and we don't want to do that yet. We're going to want to do that soon, because this does get a little repetitive and monotonous, but I do want to just get to an immortal status if possible. Forge is not helping us get there. We're not getting the items that get us to be immortal yet. But we are going to on hit generates, maybe we'll take that. We don't have that yet. We don't have that yet. Maximum health, we want that. Yes, we'll take all the things that we don't have, just to have one of them. And then I think we're gonna go look at triads. Again, these are not critical. The one that I want, I still don't have yet. The one that I want to try is this one. Cinder Flare triggers 4 times instead of once. But since we can get rid of them, I will just take this one for now. This will keep our skill cooldowns really low. So I guess we can simulate what it's like to have no skill cooldown and see if it feels any better. If we notice our attack like triples, then I guess this is the experiment for science. It's basically every time I crit, it's supposed to be lowering the cooldown. So let me use these up and see if we notice a difference. See if we see that timer dropping. Seems like it's working 5% of the time. Yeah, okay. Well, luckily this level is a key level, so we can kind of speed through it and get some of our time back. But now, as a reminder, every time we do a circle level, we're gonna have to do 9 circles now, so it gets a little stupider. Like, I won't say that that's any more fun than just doing a single objective. That slows the game down a lot. All right, let's take a moment to clean up some of this so we don't get surprised. And I mean, I guess the cooldown, so I guess the one reason why the skill cooldown is a little bit more fun is I can spam my R, my right click a little bit. I don't think it's game breaking at all. Like, I don't think like it's a necessity, but might be the one argument to get a little bit of skill cooldown reduction, but I don't think it beats out attack speed. It just is a little bit more fun to be able to spam my right click and not have to worry about it as much. All right, we have the keys. We haven't looted anything yet. And again, like, we already can spam the forks, but it means we can spam them a little bit more liberal now while we have this triad. But our only goal right now is to try to catch up on time. Yeah, let's just get a little bit more regen. Why not? We really want damage reduction, but now we're just gonna loot a little bit. We definitely want some more crit chance. I think we're up to 30% crit now, so we can start seeing some noticeable returns on that. Another crit chance. I actually probably should have taken the dodge there. I didn't notice it until after I clicked. But we are gonna, on this one, just try to take care of these teleporty guys because their lasers can overwhelm us if we're not paying attention. We are not immortal yet, but we are doing pretty good damage. We'll go after the boss a little bit now. So when you get that triad, it does get to simulate what having like a skill cooldown reduction does, and it's more fun, but again, still want the attack speed. We're gonna do base health. I think I looted everything, and I don't know how much time we saved, but I felt like we did that pretty fast. We can get like 2 key levels. Maybe we can get to level 12 by the 1.5 hour mark. Maybe, if we're lucky. Ooh, skills hit on stun enemies, still critical damage. We probably want that. I don't know if we need that though. I'd rather get the 2 eternal hearts because now we get where is it? 3 HP per hit, and that's going to help out a lot. Is there any extra health? Actually, we probably should look at this real quick. We can get it this way too if I want to get rid of some of these other items. Let's see. Yep, get rid of a swarm pendant. We'll get rid of that, and we'll get it that way. So now we already have this maxed. Oh, it actually replaced with a different item. That's interesting. Can I even afford any of this? I can afford one more thing. Maximum health. Boom. Perfect. And we can also do this, but we don't care about that item. So but we used the forge 3 times. Which you know, that's more than average for me, I would say. So this is the stand in the big circles one. I'd prefer this over the little circles. Enemies are now level 54 and I'm only level 46, so you are starting to see them outscale me a little bit. But I think we'll be okay. Hopefully, we just have to not get caught in anything, that's all. I'd say because of the triads, like it's even more of a reason not to get any skill cooldown, because there are no triads that give you attack speed as far as I can tell. But if you really want to feel what it's like to have really good skill cooldown, reduction, then just get that triad. Because once you start critting, pretty much have your right click all the time. You pretty much have your other stuff available all the time. I will say that the little like vortex thing feels pretty good. That might be the only reason to maybe get your skill cooldown reduction down a little bit, but again, at the expense of attack speed or damage reduction or pure damage, I don't know if it's worth it. We're also playing on I think the souls modifier is happening. I didn't really notice it until just now, but every time I kill something, there's these explosions that track us happening, so we even more have to constantly be on our toes and not get hit like that. So this is where all that movement speed and regen is going to come into play. You saw that like getting hit by that swarm took half my health, so more damage reduction, more dodge. More health is going to get us through that. We're at 2 more minutes. There we go. Not minutes, seconds. So I definitely prefer these circles over the little tiny circles. We're gonna get the dodge. I don't know how much dodge we have now. How much dodge do we have? Where's the dodge? We have got 25% dodge. I don't remember what it caps at, but we're not quite at an immortal state, but we're getting there. I think if we get maybe 5 more damage reduction items and maybe like another 200 hit points, we're gonna get base damage because we don't want more movement speed. We might be at a point where we can like tank a lot, and you do get to a point where it would be really hard to die, especially once you get this down. You start healing, like maybe like 2 or 3 more hearts would help, because we are recovering 3 hit points per hit too. You basically just need to get 1 shot protection, and then like you basically get immortal. And I don't know if there's any other items that make it even easier. I haven't seen any of the new items that make it feel like we would be getting immortal anytime soon. But this is, you know, the hardest it's going to get. This is one of the harder modifiers. I mean, other than the standing in the tiny circles thing, maybe standing in the tiny circles with this modifier is as hard as it gets. And, you know, we're still alive. We're still cruising. If I die at this point now, it's probably just going to be because of stupidity, not really because the game won. Because again, gonna play the same way the whole time. Not a perfect game by any means. Get our ignite back. We got rid of that earlier because of we traded it in for something. I don't remember what. Probably could just kill the boss, but again, it's safe. We do have our get out of jail free card available, so we could use it if we need to. All the enemies are not coming down this way. So okay, now they're starting to group up. So let's just clear up some of these enemies real quick. Gotta dodge all these souls. Again, it's easier when the boss is above us than below. Gotta clear up some of this. Gotta kill the boss. We just have to stay out of the soul's path, and then we're good. Not getting the Bane on there. There's the Bane on the boss. Once the Bane's on the boss, they should die pretty quickly. With all those explosions and little extra projectiles and everything will add up. And then now we're just going to quickly loot the map. We'll just take that. Don't know what it is. Don't care. Do attack speed again. And then now we just have to get through the maze. Get this. Actually, I should have got the critical hit. Ooh, what's this? Oh wait, this is curse. All right. Don't really need it. I could maybe grab it just to showcase it. I don't think we really need it. Sure. Guess we'll do this challenge real quick just to get some extra money. So we're at 12,000. I guess this is a good experiment to see how much we get. We're at 12,000 money, so we'll see if this actually gives us more money than your typical thing. Ah. We got 3,000 from that, looks like. A little more because of all those little things that spawned. And again, get one of everything. So let's get one of these. Get out of here. So 30, 60, 90. So we're not quite on the pace we want to be. Don't want that. Don't want that. All right. So we want certain items now. The game doesn't give it to us. Bane Seal will take. Don't have that, so let's just grab it because we don't have it. More critical damage. Anything else we don't have? No. I like this thing. And then we'll just leave. I don't think I have the item that I want. I already did that. For the other triad, we'll check real quick. Nope. I guess for fun, we can do this one. Each hit on a stun enemy causes an explosion. We do stun a lot, so maybe that's worth it. But I really, really want to try the one that works with the fireballs. Watch your step is these circle things, and yeah, I'm not sure how much longer I'll play because as you can see, it gets very repetitive. At this point, if I die, it'll be because I just accidentally stand in something stupid. I would love to get to a point of immortality, but you're totally at the mercy of the items. Like, I definitely think by level 16 or 20, I'll have enough damage reduction where I can be immortal. I would love to show that off sooner, but again, I have to I am playing with a fully diluted pool. Or a full pool, so it's not diluted in any way, which means that like before I unlocked items, it was a little bit easier to get more immortal because there was a lot less items being offered. So I would see the damage reduction more frequently. Now that we have everything unlocked, we kind of have to wait. All right, have to keep the enemies off the circle. That's my ability. I'm not sure how many of these explosions I can tank. Alright, that's one. We have to do 8 more. So much fun doing these circles. I think this is the right way. I'm definitely getting a little bit more tankier because I'm getting hit more and not having to run away as much, which makes this feel a lot better. Okay, another situation where we're getting, let's just get skills cooldown reduction now. Tired of being forced to get movement speed. And again, movement speed's good, but we're looking for damage reduction. There we go. Looking for damage reduction. Dodge counts as damage reduction, so we'll take it. Did we get all 3 circles already? No, we didn't. It's over here. But maybe we can get more of the stun item and kind of trivialize this a little bit more. I don't know. Or we just maybe can get so strong that it doesn't matter. we like this. We like when we can just chill and deal with the circles. Let's see what the forge is offering us. Don't care. Don't care. Actually, I might have cared. That might have been the item that we need to get the triad that I want. I don't know. Not the argument. We don't have this yet, so let's just get that. More projectiles. Probably should have gotten the regen, because again, regen's always good, but we kind of have a lot of it. Hey, and the game just gave us more regen, so makes me feel slightly better. Damage reduction. Oh, there we go. So I don't know when it caps, but if we can get to the cap, I'll feel really good. I'm trying to get to the next circle thing. And at three hit points per hit, you know, we kind of recover pretty fast now. We're still not quite where we want to be. We want like 5 or 6 per hit. But again, we're at the mercy of what the game throws at us. Ooh. All right. So right now it's just a game of keeping an eye on our health and hoping we don't die. More of a marathon at this point than a sprint. Okay, we do have to worry about our health a little bit right now, so we're gonna back up a little bit and hit some things. Leveling up, that's one way to solve the problem. Get back in the circle. Luckily the percentage like doesn't immediately go down, but it would be nice if it snapshotted like the other circles, like 25, 50, 75, 90, or yeah, 100. So yeah, this is Echo at 200%. Again, I won't claim that they're the best hero, but they're definitely not the worst hero. I don't know how to get to that item down here. It's probably just a support, and I don't really care about them that much. Maybe I do. Get one of the ones we don't have. We don't have that one yet. Where is the last circle? It's all the way up here. I almost feel like maybe I want a little bit more movement speed. I don't know. Whatever that was hurt. So we're gonna try and clean up some of this. Because that's kind of a little tricky area. There's a little thing that you can get caught on, and we don't want to get caught like that thing right there. Stuff's dying though. Keep doing base health. Maybe we'll do a couple base damages in the near future. But we're caught. See? There's something there that we can't walk through. I can't even see it. There's another one of these things. Like right there, and I almost got myself killed. Right. Feel like we can stand here now, maybe. Not really sure. Oop, nope, something's still hurting. So we're gonna kill these guys that are firing on us. I'm stuck on something. I don't know what I'm stuck on. I'm gonna die because I'm stuck on something. I have no idea what I was stuck on right there. I used my get out of jail free card. I want to see what I'm stuck on. I don't see anything there. Did I get stuck on my tuning fork? What did I get stuck on there? There's nothing here. That was weird. So that was a case where my health pool and my regeneration from hit probably saved me, but I did dip low enough that I had to use my get out of jail free card. But yeah, I don't know what happened, why I was stuck. And I also don't know why we're in one of these situations again where seems like an endless amount of enemies. Let's do a little bit of base damage. I don't know. I think I want more attack speed still, but maybe we start equalizing the equation with a little bit of base damage now. And again, the attack speed makes my hit point thing trigger more frequently, so I still definitely want more of it, but all right, can we finally stand in this? You guys gonna let me do it, or are we gonna be not letting me do this again? I feel like there's stuff shooting at me from somewhere too. Yeah, there's a guy over here. Where is he at? Let's find him real quick. This guy. This guy. Don't really know if that's what was doing damage, but I keep seeing it, so do another base damage. Maybe we'll get our base damage to 50%, and then we'll do attack speed again for a while. Okay, we finally got through that circle. I like it when they give us a circle 2 feet away. Although I don't like this positioning of the circle, so we might bow out of it for a little bit. So we are getting to, I mean, I don't know. Clearly we can still die under specific circumstances, but we are getting to a more immortal position now. And as we buy more stuff in between levels with all this money, things should snowball in our favor, and kind of outgrow the enemy level. Again, I've played to about level 20 on 200% difficulty and then quit every time because it just gets very repetitive. I don't know if I ever did the next cycle because I don't know if this ever gets to 5 circles or not. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've showcased this off enough. Like, I don't know how much further I'm going to go. Again, this is a little bit slower run than normal. But I do feel like we're almost at the itemization point where we want to be to start seeing the immortality kick in. But again, this run was more of a just showcase of that it's possible. And if I had infinite amount of time, I could just keep going forever. Like I said, it's a little bit samey. Whoops. Maybe we'll get to the end of this cycle and then call it. Really depends on what items I get. I feel like I get a lot of good items, maybe I'll keep going. I feel like that's usually the thing that keeps me hooked. If I have a purchase cycle where all of a sudden I'm getting like offered a lot of good things, sometimes I hang in there and do like one more round. But if I have a purchase cycle where I feel like I don't even want to spend my money, then that's usually when I start to quit because the gameplay loop does not change at all. We have pretty much all the setup we need. Have to deal with these stupid circle things. All right, let's go kill this boss. I wonder if there's a build you can do with these meteorites. See, can we get into a good favorable position where we can hit this boss early? I don't think so. We're gonna have to oh, see, we're stuck on something again. Gonna be the thing that kills us if we're not paying attention. But we're just gonna kill things. I think the boss is near us somewhere, right? I guess it's kind of interesting that we can get multiple tuning forks. I don't know if you can actually hit more than one tuning fork at once. Maybe it is the tuning fork that I got caught on before. Maybe we can't walk through it. It would be news to me if that's the case. I don't remember what any of the upgrades for the teleport thing do. All right, let's see if we can Zerg this boss down. We need Bane to show up. Got Bane. Can we murder him really quickly? Not as fast as I would hope. I feel like if we can get enemies underneath him though, they'll explode and then he'll die very fast. It's kind of what we're hoping to do. There we go. All right. You don't have either of these? Yeah, let's do this one, sure. Where is the exit? All the way up here. As you can see, on some levels, especially the circle levels, you get a lot more money. Obviously, the price on everything scales. So we still can't buy everything, and we get offered more, but we get offered the right items. Like this, we want Soul Weaver. I think that's the thing we needed for the third. I don't know if it is, actually. Nope. But we'll try this one. This is the one that I want. So when I get this, I might get rid of the Triad of Regeneration item. That really only kicks in when you use up your Triad. Otherwise, it's mostly useless. Oop, there's another heart over here. Sure. And still have a lot of money here. We don't have any shield yet. Don't have that. More maximum health, more regen. Sure. And we'll save our money. Actually, let's get the Soothe Stone. See, but like if we would have finished, I'm happy because we got like a couple of those hearts. So I kind of want to see how that feels. Hopefully we get the stupid key. No, we got circles again. Get this one, I guess. Don't have that yet, so let's just grab that. Make us faster. But I'm at least happy we're not doing the small circle event again. So I'll stick it out for this level and then I'll evaluate if I want to keep going, because we are at 2 hours now. But hopefully this showcases that Echo's pretty good. Don't really know. Just a hope. At some point, like in my experience from other runs, at some point you can just stand here and kind of heal back to maximum. Just stand underneath your tuning forks. But it does require you hit the cap on damage reduction and more health. Really the only requirement, because once you have the heart stacked, you know, you start getting all your health back much faster. Like I'm trying to outpace some of this damage, and it is doing a pretty good job. Like I'm almost at immortal level. I'm like I can feel like I'm getting there. Actually, that guy though, these guys can still mess you up. We're not immortal enough yet to tank them. I don't know why they do so much damage, but they do. Especially when they're by themselves, because you do need a lot of enemies to trigger the health regen. If I had a little bit more stun, that probably would solve that. Sure, we don't have that item yet, so we'll grab it just because. Sure, we'll get another additional charge. Can't hurt. The forks do stun things, so it does mean that we can kind of kill them faster as long as we play it smart. We're at the number of the beasts as far as health. 666. Alright, so we're quite not able to tank those things yet, but we do heal back up pretty fast. Yeah. And we're only on level 12. I feel like to get to have gotten to this power level in the old packs, you'd be at like level 30 by now. But again, it was very... Oh, another Bane Seal. We'll grab that. But yeah, I mean... What was I gonna say? Yeah, you were able to get immortal a lot quicker before. Is what I'm trying to say. Sure, we'll do more damage on first hits to everything. Can we get to a decent place where we can attack the boss and enemies? I don't know. I would really like to, if possible. I can't even see my reticle right now. Where is my reticle? There we go. So I think these things are getting in the way, so we're gonna kill those. This is a bridge of death. I mean, as long as there are a lot of enemies around, we should be healing pretty fast. Alright, but we do gotta kill these health things. Alright. Actually, I didn't realize that the boss was right there. I probably should have stayed on my Bridge of Death. Get back on my Bridge of Death. Here we go. Alright, we gotta clean this up a little bit. A little bit more attack speed now. Can I tank these little bullet things? I don't know. Alright. Wait, why did he get rid of the Bane? The Bane showed up and then like he somehow like cleansed it from himself. And then we will not leave. We'll see what we get. And depending on what we get, we'll decide if I keep going or not. Because I think I've showcased the character off enough. And since there's no final level or boss, this is pretty typical. You just kind of keep playing until you're bored. And see. Grab that. Really, really want more Eternal Hearts. Eternal Hearts might keep me in the game. Don't have that. I don't know if that's the item that I need. Don't have that guy yet. Attack speed. Still have no idea what splitting does. We don't have that. We got no damage reduction. Oh, another flash. All right, so not the worst set of items. I could be convinced to play another level and see how tanky I get. Again, I'm at maybe like 80% more immortality right now. We did get another heart. That should make healing even faster. But look at this. We have 4. This might be where I quit just because of protest. We have 4 of these circle things. You know what I'm going to do? Okay. I'm doing this on purpose. So if I die, well, I die. I'm going to turn on all 4 of these portals. That's going to mean that all the negative things that come from the portals are going to stack. And we're going to see if I can survive them. So if I die, just know that, you know, I made this happen. It's not like, oh, wakasm was a horrible player and he was wrong. Because clearly we're at a part of the game where we could play infinitely if we wanted to. Again, we haven't even maxed out our damage reduction yet, so I think we're fine. But we're gonna just try it. We have all the negative things now, so these are all gonna explode. We're getting pushed out of the circle. I don't even know what the other negative things are. And we're just gonna see if we can do it. And again, we're just kind of standing inside of it and tanking most of it. I think we got the circle done. I can't even tell. The only positive is a lot less running for the circles. We're going to try to tank some of these things. As you can see, my healing is now starting to outpace all these explosions, so the circles aren't quite as bad. But there are still some things that hit pretty hard, and that's the thing that's probably going to kill me if I die from this. So we'll do a little bit more base health now, since we're playing stupidly and making it harder than it should be. But maybe we'll get through this level even faster because of it. Would love to see damage reduction. Getting a couple more damage reduction items might be enough to let me explore one more level. Ooh, look at that. We almost died right there. Not sure what's hitting me that I'm taking so much damage. I think it's the stone things, or maybe it's these things. So let me hit one on purpose. I think it's these things. It's hard to hit one on purpose though. Let's see. Oh, guess we're not hitting one on purpose. I think things are poisoning maybe too. I know that's one of the modifiers. A lot of little hits might be taking down my hit points. I can't tell. And the only thing that would make this harder is if we had the souls modifier. Enemies are level 76, I'm level 58. Get a little bit more attack speed. But again, if I die, it's because I pushed it on purpose. Like, just know that this was me pushing my luck to see what it would feel like. Probably the only way to really test how tanky your build is. Turn on all the circles at once. Have a bad modifier. See if you can stand in the circles. for longer than you normally would. And I haven't even triggered my free life yet, I don't think. So these guys still hit pretty hard though. These like stone golems. I think there's a challenge shrine all the way up here somewhere. I don't know how to get to it though. We can't go this way, right? Turn on the challenge shrine. There's these poison rain. Maybe that's what was doing the damage to me before, and I couldn't even see it. At some point, these explosions will go away because they are a side effect of ooh, we got another killing with a critical hit explosion damage thing, so that should help a little bit because all these negative effects are controlled by those altars, and when you do all three of the circles, then they go away. Where I'm following lines, but they're just bringing me back to other. All right, here should be a circle. Slowly should get a little bit easier if we don't die. That was a lot of explosions, but we're still able to heal and okay. That one's done. Where is the next circle? That is not a circle. That is a obelisk. Here's one. So again, we'll reiterate, this is without the maximum reduction. We still probably could get a couple more health on hit parts. We still have not maxed out our crit yet. And when you play with less items, like if you are first playing this game and just don't unlock everything, you can get up to all these maximums much quicker and faster. So yeah, my criticism is just that it takes forever. You know, we're 2 hours recording, almost 2 hours of in-game time, and we still haven't even like maxed out what we want to max out. We get a little bit more health, I guess. But the good news is that we can stand in these circles a little bit easier than we could before. So something is working. Alright, we need another circle. Guess this is a circle. I don't even know how many circles we have left. We have at least 3 circles left because I see 3 shrines on the map. Gotta heal a little bit. Something was hitting me pretty hard there, not really sure what. I think it's these mine ball things. Not really sure though. See all the triggers going off. No damage reduction, so we'll get more damage on after a kill. I think we're down to 2. Not sure which one controls what. Alright, we got one more down here somewhere. Wait, huh? Where's this go? It kind of vanishes. I'm not even sure if we maxed out all of our skills yet. Here we go. I feel like one of this is supposed to make it split into 4. I'm not sure. I guess we haven't maxed out our skill yet. I don't know what level that actually is. Again, in a 2-hour run, only having like 2 or 3 moments where like you actually possibly could have died from like the game. More crit. That makes us happy. Yeah, again, I just feel like they could do something with the balance. Like, I feel like there's a good game core here. I don't know how they fix it though. Better enemies, more pressure luck elements, more goals to do with the different characters, more crit chance, a boss maybe, like a way to actually end the game that's interesting. I'm sure they'll probably do the risk of rain thing and create a boss that steals all your... Oh, there we go, more damage reduction finally. They'll probably create a boss that steals half your items, like the risk of rain boss. I don't know. And if we were playing co-op, this would just be even sillier, right? Like, everyone would be this powerful now. All right, we can do the boss. Let's hit one of these now. Nope, it's not these. These don't really seem like they're... I don't know what was hitting me then if it's not the mine balls. Yeah, so runs just take way too long. Another criticism. I don't know how they could speed that up either without like breaking the balance it has already. Maybe double the enemies, double the items, double the speeds of the... I'm also surprised they don't like have multiple bosses spawning now. Like, maybe if 3 bosses showed up and gave better boss items, maybe that would be more fun or interesting. But it's still always the same 4 bosses, and it's always only one of them. Don't have that yet, so... Alright, we'll do one purchase round and see if I get anything that entices me to keep going. Or else I'm probably going to end the run. I still have another 3 stages to go before I can escape through the risk arrange thing. Soul Weaver, is that the item that I'm missing? I don't know. Actually, I could tell from the item. Nope, you can't tell from the item. Soul Weaver might be the item that I'm missing. I'm not sure. As you can see, you're offered even more stuff. But if it doesn't offer you the stuff that you want, then it's less interesting. Ooh, we can max out our crit chance. We've maxed out our crit chance. That's cool. Killing on a crit triggers explosions. That's cool. Another one of those. I guess. No. It's got a lot of explosion stuff. All right, well, guess we'll enter one more level and just see how this crit stuff feels. If it's a key level, maybe we'll keep going. Otherwise, we might call it. Because that's we are pretty much at the immortal level, and we can die possibly if we don't move at all and just let everything hit us endlessly. But we're healing back up pretty fast now. We just need a little bit more dodge and damage reduction, and then we can probably even just stand and take anything. There's our other damage reduction. So I'm assuming that will cap out at 10 too. 50% damage reduction. This is the key level. So I said I might stick around if it is the key level. And now from this point on, I'm just going to try to push my luck. I'm going to try to run into enemies, let them hit me, see if I can tank stuff. So if I die, I'm purposely pushing the limits on this now. I'm making note of that because 99.9% positive if I play normally, I will not die at this point. As you can see, I'm just standing inside enemy puncturing. We'll get another Bane Seal. Able to loot without even having to like farm because I have so much money left over from the previous level. We're missing a key. So yeah, all I'm doing is purposely running into enemies and seeing what happens. The detonation explosion thing, I think, is doing a lot of the carrying now, I think. I don't think I realized how strong that item was until just now, or I didn't have it unlocked. I'm not really sure which. There is a chance that that's a new item that was not unlocked before. Because I really don't remember it being an item. We're going to stand right underneath the boss and see if we can tank it. Don't know if we can, but we're going to try. So if I die again, this is a test. And yep. That was a pretty quick level. This is the item that I was looking for. Eruptor. I don't even know what the Eruptor does. What does the Eruptor do? I think that might be it. I think this is where we quit. Heal hits deal damage. What is it for? I need to go through 2 more levels to quit like through the games thing. So I think that's it. I could keep going. I don't think there's a reason why I would keep going. Like I said, I could probably max out the damage reduction, get a little bit more health regen, the dodge, and then at that point it's just getting whatever you find for more damage. Yeah, this was Gatekeeper, 200% run. Keep going on forever. If I wanted to hit level 50, I guess it would be like a 4-hour run. Although now that I'm so tanky, like, you know, I think it's just that all the levels will go much quicker. I just don't want to keep playing. So thank you for watching. And if you like this content, please, next time. Ooh, my camera froze. That's how long I've been playing. Look at that. If you enjoyed this, then yeah, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, like, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. And let's see if we can get myself killed so you can see the stats too. And now I'm not going to attack anything. I'm just going to run into things, and this way we can get to a stat screen. All right, let's see if I can kill myself through these things. Nope, I'm healing through it. All right. Not going to attack at all. All right. I will probably die. Okay, maybe not. All right, come on, enemies. Kill me. Trying not to kill you. All right, the triads should kick in. And death, maybe? Maybe? Maybe not? Okay, let's find more enemies. There's a forge. I can get rid of all my items, maybe? Alright, this should kill me. Yeah. Oh my god. Kill me.
Here, keep shooting at me, guy. Alright, I guess I gotta amass more enemies. Let's stay away from enemies until there's enough that they can overwhelm me. That should be it. You got it. You can do it. You got it. Come on. Come on. You're so close. You got it. There we go. All right. So in a 2 hour and 5 minute run, you did about 8,000 enemies killed. So if you're going for the 30k kill achievement, it takes about, I don't know, 6 hours to get all that done. 8 hours. And these are all the items. Guess we'll take it for print screen. And now we're going to say goodbye. Thanks for watching.